Oh, Cedar Point, my favorite place in the world. And did you see that? Seagull plus GateKeeper to start that. It was an accident too. I just turned the camera on and it just exactly just how Cedar Point can you get? More the Seagull than the GateKeeper, quite honestly. So my fifth time coming here. The reason it looks all dead and you really won't see all that many rides is because I did the early entry. Dude, it was so frantic. I drove. It was what? I slept 4 hours, 8 a.m. From Kentucky Kingdom. I drove all the way to Indiana Beach, spent the day there, and then continued forward 4.5 hours or something to Cedar Point. I don't particularly remember even getting to Sandusky. I just remember plopping into a bed and waking up from it. So I woke up within my first actual night of sleep in this trip, and I was like, all right, let's go to Cedar Point. Let's do this right. I didn't do this park right. I fucked up. And I'll explain why in a second. I mean, I guess I can explain right now. This video, look at all the time I have to fill. Yay, all right. So I didn't ride GateKeeper. That's the first fuck up. I did ride Raptor. My strategy after I do the entire walkthrough, because I just started all of Cedar Point with this walkthrough. I was teasing myself. Couldn't ride anything. It was partially why I showed up early, so I wouldn't have to be tempted. Just get the walkthrough done. And Max Arrow's open for some reason. I'm not sure why. You know what coaster you don't see down there? It's Wicked Twister. It's fucked. I don't know why they didn't. Well, a month ago I was like, I wonder why they didn't just send that to CGA, and we know why now because CGA's fucked too. So I rode Raptor to the left over there for the first time since what 2016 I want to say. It was like 3 Cedar Points ago that I went on Raptor because for a while I was like, oh, every B&M invert's the same. I was an idiot. I changed my opinion to where I don't think that anymore. But I rode it. It's absolutely a better roller coaster than most inverts. I mean, it's not going anywhere near Montu or even Banshee in Nemesis. I rode Nemesis too. It's not. But other than that, I mean, it's beaten most of the rest of them. Valravn is just a GP Magnum. Who cares? I focus on Valravn for way too long at the end of the video, so I'll just talk about Valravn later because it's not very interesting. And so to the right we also have Disaster Transport. No, we don't. Jumbo Jet. No, we don't. What do we have? What are flowers? Let's ride the flowers. Ooh, it's hard to make shit up right now because Cedar Point is about 20 miles long, and walking through it takes 37:56. That's the length of this video. I know the length of this video in advance because I'm recording this in one take, so that's why there's patches where I'm not funny. Because, like, how am I supposed to be cracking jokes? Look, oh, here's one. Why am I panning? What am I filming? Am I just like, hey, like, go deep into a tree? What am I fucking focusing on? I do know that the damn GoPro, when I'm walking forward, it turns the screen off after 2 minutes. And I usually check the screen to see if I'm filming actual things. And then when it goes out, I have to, like, go and hit the button again to reactivate to where I can see the screen and make sure I'm not pointing, at the sky with nothing there. But then sometimes when I do that, my finger gets in the way because I'm a putz, and it's like this huge battle. So I think there's going to be a lot of footage in Cedar Point and Kings Island in my 2 videos of that, where I just point overly up, and you just have to tolerate it, and I'm sorry. Please accept my apologies. I don't know what to tell you. All right, so there's Corkscrew, and I actually did ride Corkscrew. Look, I remember hating the shit out of it, but, I mean, it upgraded from, like, a contender for, like, bottom 25 worst coasters to number 160 or so. I mean, I actually kind of enjoyed it. Like, it upgraded from like a 1 out of 10 to, like, a 3. Maybe a 3, yeah, a solid 3. I mean, it's still picturesque. I mean, it's probably the coolest visual at Cedar. No, it isn't. I mean, it looks cool, whatever. Iron Dragon back there. I had just ridden. I I had just ridden Ninja at Magic Mountain, and then the very next day I go to the Bat, and then I sandwich in Iron Dragon between those two actual great roller coasters. It just ain't the same, dog. It's so Iron Dragon. I did give it a ride. I was like, all right, cool. How about something new? So I'm walking forward, and the next thing you're gonna see when I get there, because it's so much walking at Cedar Point, is we're about to definitely not ride Top Thrill Dragster because in true Intamin fashion, a piece of the coaster flew and hit a person and almost killed them, which is pretty fucked. And understandably, they closed the thing. So now everyone's like, what's it gonna be? A. What? Oh. What's it gonna be? A. Top Thrill Dragster closes forever. B. They enclose the station and reopen it. C. New launch, new bullshit. D. It's sent to Michigan's Adventure, whatever. So closed for the season. You're gonna see in a second. I'm gonna pan into that and like saltily look at it for a little longer than I should. I think, if I recall that correctly. The most depressing place I'm thinking around Cedar Point right now is the bleachers surrounding Top Thrill Dragster, since it's fucked since you can't ride it. So like if you just get into like a depressive rut when you're at Cedar Point and you just decide, no, I actually don't want to have a good time at the best place in the world, you can go up to the bleachers on Top Thrill Dragster and be alone and watch a dead coaster. Okay, I mean, I'll offer my opinion. Here's what I think is going to happen with Top Thrill Dragster. It's going to be SB&O for a freaking while. They'll enclose the station. They'll change the launch. And it'll be like a Nerf. It's not going to be the same Top Thrill Dragster. It's going to be worse, but it'll be open and it'll be enclosed, and it won't kill people with flying projectiles anymore. Because Cedar Point learned their lesson. I guess. Anyway, so speaking of, you see, that's the bleachers. If you want to be depressed, go hang out at those bleachers. So here we have Corkscrew, which I don't. So it's before the park opens. So I'm walking in at like 9:30 a.m. or something. The park opens at 10 or something like that. And there's my finger. Yay! You see, that's me. That's me turning the camera on to make sure that I'm not pointing up. But then I get my finger in it, and since I'm a complete novice at what I'm doing, it's either finger or up look. So look, the attraction is closed for the 2022. You know it's fucked when they just get like a permanent sign and just get that bitch on there. It's like you scheduled your once in a lifetime vacation from your home in Bulgaria or whatever to ride Top Thrill Dragster. Well, fuck you. Got to go to Kingda Ka and hope that's open, which it won't be because it's Intamin. I mean, I love me an Intamin. I mean, I'll fly to Liechtenstein to have sex with Intamin, but their downtime and their maintenance issues are pretty fucked. So I understand why Cedar Point's like, yeah, we don't want to do that anymore. But are Intamins like just god tier on the most part? Yeah, absolutely, dude. Wilderness run, man. I mean, how do you shit on that shit? So I'm pointing up at the thing I can't... See, I mean, I can't bitch too much because relative to my past experience, it could have just been down for the day, which it's always down. And I got lucky. Top Thrill Dragster was open like all 4 of my previous times at Cedar Point. The last time I went, like there was like a day or something where it got rained out and then everyone left but didn't come back. And I was walking onto Top Thrill Dragster and waiting 1 cycle for the front row. I missed a roll. There was a rollback right in front of me. I was in a good mood. It was just actually fucking awesome. So I've got every good memory you can possibly get with Top Thrill Dragster for a normal person. Other than... I don't know how to finish this sentence, sorry. So Magnum XL-200, I actually cave in, and I'm going to make this video about this ride. So the way I do these videos is I choose a roller coaster. There's my finger. Fuck that shit. I prioritize one coaster, name it after it, and then give it a ranking and shit. Dude, could you imagine in 1989 walking through all of this fucking shit to get on that's like a 5-hour wait. That's awful, man. All right, so I started today because this is like early entry or whatever. Fuck that shit. And it was early entry. So they only had like 4 coasters open. So of course Magnum and Corkscrew. Yeah, why'd they open Corkscrew? So look at that. How sexy is that shit? So you see, I was totally gonna go straight for the magic seat, but some fucking guy was already there. I was like, I've never been on the magic seat. So I've been to Cedar Point 4 times. I rode the back row 80 to 90% of the times I've been on Magnum, because it was always a walk on. So I was on that shit all the time. And I rode the front a bunch, but I didn't know what a magic seat was. Oh, it didn't have a setup or whatever they call it. I'm not an El Toro Ryan, so I forget how it works. So I did, after recording this and doing the whole loop around the park, or I don't know, I think I might have just done 3 cycles in a row and then hit the GoPro again. Actually, that's what I did. I did boom, 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 3 Magnums in a row. That sounded weird. So I did front, back, and magic. And I get the appeal of the magic seat. It is pretty fucking sick. I think it's equivalent to like the back in terms of, I don't think it's like superseding by such an amount. But yeah, it's an essential seat if you want to ride a lot of Magnum. So anyway, I'm gonna dedicate this video to Magnum XL-200 rather than all of the other usual suspects. Partially because of search engine optimization reasons, but also because people need to stop bitching about bullshit and give some more appreciation to Magnum XL-200. I'll just give the ranking ahead of time, like I usually spoil that at the end of the video. It's my number 10 out of 279. It's in my top 10 still. And the reason why is it is as classic as roller coasters get. It is the first hyper, or if you don't count the other thing that it's complete circuit or whatever in Japan or wherever it was, I don't know. But anyway, it's got that classic feel. It's like a mine train on crack, and it represents history, and that kind of stupid shit really does factor into my rankings. But even if it didn't have that shit, those ejector moments at the end of that fucking bitch are the most violent, ridiculous bursts of bullshit. And if you have the restraints up, I was getting like shat up. I mean, fast, and it was pretty hardcore. It went up like it had Iron Rattler over it. Not anymore after those 3 rides. Front, back, and magic, really good. Gemini. So I was talking about how I fucked this trip up. So I was saving Gemini for later because I think it was closed, or I had to wait 15 minutes, or they're the same thing, having to wait 15 minutes for Gemini. Wait, I need to clarify. I love Gemini. It is my 6th favorite coaster at Cedar Point. Like 6, yes, over all that shit. Valravn, GateKeeper, Raptor, all of it, yes, 6. But the whole point of Gemini and Magnum XL-200 are that when you have to wait 75 minutes or something, you can go on those with 0 or 5 minute wait. Over the left, you have Pipe Scream, which is not a roller coaster. If you check that these Zamperla, is that Zamperla? Whatever, disco, whatever fucking things are roller coasters on coaster count, you're an asshole. That's not a roller. That's as much of a roller coaster as Lake Erie Eagles is, okay? It's not a fucking roller coaster. Lying. You're lying. So, I've definitely never been on Lake Eagle Erie. I straight up can't say it. Lake Erie Eagles. Because I'm not 9. That makes no sense because the last time I was at Cedar Point, I turned to the left and went to Camp Snoopy so I could get the wilderness run. Wait, not Woodstock Express. I'm high and I can't remember the thing, but the big good one. I rode that, and then the one I'm not allowed on, the first Intamin, it's Junior Gemini. That's what it's called. I can't get on Junior Gemini. But that guy in there in the back, that's actually a pretty fun little family coaster. Like, don't shit on it. Like, collect the credit. You don't have to ride it twice, but ride it. It's all right. So you see me panning up? That's because my screen is off on the GoPro, because after 2 minutes, I fucking and it looks bad, and then I'm focusing on just absolutely nothing, and my stoned ass thick finger. See, now it's centralized. You see, now it's pointing in the correct direction because I fingered it and turned it back on. Sorry. Yeah, so I did that shit, and now I'm focusing on the right thing. Like this can somebody tell me in the comments how to like turn off that thing? Like, I don't care if it drains the battery, because I go to these parks with 2 batteries anyway, and a little portable charger thing, and a brick. Like, I come prepared to drain batteries. Like, I'm a battery drainer. So I just want to have that screen on 100% of the time, so I don't record footage that's just worthless. I think there's at one point in the Kings Island video where I just point up, because I'm like, I'm fucking zooted. Because I mean, honestly, I'm a little bored, because I'm like, I'm sitting finger. See, now I'm focusing. Fuck, man. Fuck off with the finger. It's driving me crazy. I was trying so hard to not have my fucking finger. What am I thumbing down? Why is my finger? Oh, I think I thumbed down that the train was coming, and I barely beat it. There's my finger again. Cedar Creek Mine Ride to the left. Didn't ride it this year. Wasn't really gonna, but it's fun. It belongs there. I mean, almost every mine train is better, but not. I mean, it's certainly better than some. Like the one, I think, is it Six Flags St. Louis, or not good. It's a piece of shit. But almost every mine train's good. And Cedar Creek Mine Rides, I'd probably in the C or D tier relative to the other ones. Up ahead, we've got a Maverick, which I didn't fucking ride, and I have plenty of time to explain why I didn't ride that, even though I bought a Fast Pass. I bought a Fast Pass, and I had all the opportunity to ride it, but I was a fucking idiot, and I didn't do that shit. So after those 3 rides on, I'll talk about Maverick in a second. I'm not rejecting it. I just know that there's Maverick footage ahead, and honestly, just look at this footage for a second while I hit this weed. Thank you. Maverick. All right. So, I think it had a fucked wait when I stopped by it. Well, I wanted to go straight to Steel Vengeance, because I think it's like 9:57 or something at this point, and the park opens at 10. Because I have the Platinum Pass, that's why I was there early or whatever. And then, so I go to Steel Vengeance, and you're about to see there's already like a fucking line, and it was not a great start to the day, because it took an hour for it to get out of testing. They were just sending dead trains. We saw, those trains that they send with like 2 employees to test it, so they can hear all the sights and sounds and shit to make sure that nothing's fucked. And did you guys know that the employees who go on those test rounds, they're literally not allowed to have emotions and react when on it. They're supposed to be stoic and just act like they're not enjoying themselves. Because there's a good reason. It's because you're supposed to be like super hyper vigilant, like if you hear like a derailment or anything like that. So it was in that phase forever. We saw every employee multiple times. Like it was just like a fucking just a continuous stream of those motherfuckers. So I waited like an hour, got my ride. I mean, I was a little dejected that it took so long, considering I just stormed to it early. But great ride. But it confirmed that it's my number 2 now, that the Voyage is definitely above it. And it's the waiting. It's a better roller coaster in terms of engineering, but it's just the fucking waiting. So the next time I go to Cedar Point, I'm going to go during one of those Frontier nights, now that I know that that's the secret. You just pay $100 to marathon it for 3 hours on a Saturday. Why is it a Saturday? I know why it's a Saturday. I wish it wasn't. So there's Maverick. You see, there's already a fucked line because I waited so long in Steel Vengeance. And I was like, dude, I'll catch Maverick at the end of the day. At this point, I'm like, I'm already getting a Fast Pass. Because I went on a Monday, so I was hoping I could get around maybe not having a Fast Pass, but I quickly realized that was dumb shit. So I'm walking past it and Millennium Force. I wasn't going to ride either one. So my strategy was this, that I was going to quickly get one ride on all the shit I've been neglecting, haven't ridden in a while. So I got my ride on Raptor, I got my ride on Blue Streak, Corkscrew, all that bullshit. Not GateKeeper. For some reason, Thunderbird makes GateKeeper obsolete. And the intention was I'm going to get the Fast Pass when I walk there. So I was walking toward the Fast Pass booth thing, and then I would buy that after Blue Streak, and then I did. And then I was like, all right, I know there's going to be rain later, but it's forecast to get here at 6:30 p.m., 7 p.m.? And they warned me, sir, you're buying the Fast Lane Plus or whatever, but there's rain probably coming. And I was just super confident. And I was like, I'm going to get this right on Corkscrew. And the idea was that I was just going to hammer down Maverick, Millennium Force, and Steel Vengeance exclusively for the rest of the day since I got my 3 rides on Magnum. And then the rain came much earlier than expected. 2 fucking hours fucking earlier than fucking expected. It made me so upset. But, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So I didn't get on Maverick, even though I'm watching it running right now. There's the finger. I didn't get to ride it. So that was just a real... I wanted to ride that bitch, too, because that's one of the best flats ever. Do not skip that sky thing when you're... I can't read it, and I know it's Skyhawk. It's Skyhawk. Ride Skyhawk. It's good. I like this angle because the Millennium Force thing looks like the M, the logo. So right here, you're looking at 2 of the best roller coasters in the world at the same time. Poorly. Oh, hey, there's Millie going up and stuff. Finger. All right, so Maverick, you gotta love that Intamin Blitz shit. I'm going on my opinion from 2013, 16, 18, and 19, not 2022, but it is so it's so unprofessional the way I'm recording this. I'm so embarrassed. It's a great roller coaster and super intense, and I absolutely understand why some people rank it as the #1 roller coaster at Cedar Point. I really get it. Steel Vengeance has an argument. Maverick has an argument. Millennium Force has an argument. Top Thrill Dragster. My ex-girlfriend thought Magnum XL-200 was the #1 over everything. I get it. I freaking get it. And all of these... you have all these parks that have their big top 2, and after that the quality of the coasters goes down a lot. Cedar Point has a top 5 equivalent to the top 2. You could take their number 4 and number 5, and it would be the equivalent of a #1 and #2 at another good park, not even mid-tier. Cedar Point is the holy grail. If you have the opportunity to do only 4 days, make it a Monday to a Thursday, 2 days at Cedar Point, 2 days at Kings Island. It's 30 roller coasters, and it is the best way that you can get your coaster education. and then the other, the #2 version is Magic Mountain and Knott's Berry Farm, and they're an hour apart. I mean, you do those combos, and you've really got to experience a lot of the best versions of a lot of the stuff that's out there. So right now at Cedar Point, I'm walking through the park that I just couldn't give an effervescent fuck about. I'm sorry. It smells like animals because there's a lot of animals there. And I go to Cedar Point to ride roller coasters, not to pet llamas. So if you want me to offer an opinion on that, I won't. It's not gonna. Especially when Millennium Force is behind it. It's really, you know what I want? I'm so angry watching myself film this fucked footage. I'm angry. I want to take my GoPro from my own hand and throw it on the fucking cement. I promise it's going to be better. Now that I've seen this, I'm going to be vigilant. Look at Millennium Force. What a graceful beauty. That finger. Let me tell you about Millennium Force. Millennium Force is genuinely a wonderful roller coaster still. And all of you bad people who make those comments about Millennium Forceless are missing the point. The entire point of Millennium Force, it's that it's just raw speed, gracefulness. It's traveling through trees and shit in the tunnels. It is just a joyous, freeing experience. Going in there expecting to get Magnum ejector or whatever Velocicoaster theming, you assholes are missing the point. Millennium Force, the reason Millennium Force is because you go vroom fast, zoom yay, happy, joy. It's not that, it's not about forces all the time. And also, it's got tons of forces. A lot of them. I don't know what you motherfuckers are talking about. So, I did get to ride Millennium Force on my last time that I went to Cedar Point, and I got lucky because it was 2 days it wasn't open, and it was like the park was closing in 1 hour. It was like 7 p.m. and I'm so upset. Like, fuck, we can't get on Millennium Force, especially since the park was dead. It was, believe it or not, a ghost town at Cedar Point. What, right? So we take like the shitty little train back, and we pass by a testing Millennium Force. So they just started testing it with an hour left to go in the park. And we're like, get me off this train, get me off this train. And then me and my friend Maya, we just rode Millennium Force like 6 more times. And it was one of those days. Have you heard that the legendary thing where it's so dead in the line for Millennium Force that they let you just cross the fence from the unloading platform to the loading one without having to walk around? Yeah, it was like that. So what, it was like 6 rides, I think we got a Millennium Force, including the front row. I remember the park closed at 8, and we got our final ride at 8:35 somehow, even though there wasn't a lot. We were marathoning the bitch. And I guess it wasn't exactly marathoning, because I remember it was only like 6 or 7, but still, it was great. And then Maya lost her phone. Not on that, but on Blue Streak. That's where you lose a phone. So, anyway, Millennium Force. It's a masterpiece, and it's worth going to Cedar Point alone, just for Millie. Dude, all of the roasting you want to do about my lack of filming quality, I'm sitting here with 4K footage, and that is like the 99th time I saw my finger get in the way. I'm so sorry. And I can't record it again. It's not like I'm like, well, I fucked up this shoot. Let me just go casually to Sandusky right now from New Orleans to try again. Nope, just gotta tolerate it. And I can't crop it or edit it because I don't know. I have no idea how to edit video. I don't know if you saw my Holiday World video. But basically all of this is just, I recorded some things and then I paid someone to merge them together for me and take my audio and render it in 4K because my computer cannot render in 4K. My computer is an old piece of crap. It's like I play a 4K video in VLC and it chops up after half a second. It won't even play. So that's the kind of level of professionalism you're getting from Funbox Coasters. If that's the name that I keep. That's the current name of the channel I have right now. It's not great. So I haven't talked about okay, wait, that's Rougarou. Fucking Rougarou and Valravn look like the same shit, which is unfortunate because I wrote it as Mantis, and even though it is an improvement going from stand up to floorless, why did they fuck up the cool as hell yellow color scheme of Mantis, man? That yellow and red or whatever, that looked great. And they're like, let's make it a more boring color, and then the very next year add another B&M right next to it that's the same color. That's wise. Why would you do that? And then you had Mantis, which was, yes, that Golden Ticket Award. It was awarded too many times, but I agree with it. I agree with the overranking of Millennium Force. So yeah, Rougarou, it's the fast lane entrance for it is completely pointless. So I had bought the fast pass lane thing, and it unloads you so far away from the station. It's worse than Millennium Force. Millennium Force, like, they merge the fast lane and the normal people like a mile away from the entrance. Rougarou is worse. It's 2 miles away. What am I doing? Like, I wait for it to go down the hill and I don't show going down. Okay, I thought I was just going to cock block all of you, including myself, because I forgot my recording of this footage. All right, there's Rougarou, the 11th or 12th best coaster at Cedar Point. Magnificent. Maybe 13th or 14th. So that's Valravn right there. And I think, do I recall correctly, do I get a whoosh of Millennium Force here? I feel like I do. Yep, yeah, real whoosh, and that's just with good cinematography. Just whiplash, boomerang, fucking. So yeah, when I was telling my worthless story about the train, like, we need to get off this train, Millennium Force, it was that train, but you know that because there's only one of those at Cedar Point. There's Iron Dragon back there. I already talked shit about Iron Dragon. It's a good family coaster. And we need to preserve every arrow suspended that's out because there's only, like 4 or 5 left. I guess 5 if you count the one at Chessington, but which you should. I don't know why you wouldn't. I don't know why I even said that. But as you can see, Cedar Point is just stacked with quality rides, and I haven't even finished talking about them all. I'm not going to talk much more about GateKeeper because I didn't write it and I didn't film much over there. It's basically the TLDR of GateKeeper is that Thunderbird shits on it. It's beautiful. The color scheme is great. And I'm taking another hit of this weed because we're taking our time walking to Valravn. Like, how else can I narrate this? Dippin' Dots! Yeah, Dippin' Dots. Alright, so, that stage, they had, like, a band and cheerleaders, and it wasn't very good. I gave them a chance and then walked away. It wasn't good. I'm not going to identify them because doxing bad entertainment is inappropriate. So that's the general public magnet named Valravn. You know, to somebody who doesn't know anything about amusement parks, this looks like game over in terms of scary and oh my god. When it really is the 9th or 10th best coaster at Cedar Point. I mean, it's great. It's good. I think Rougarou maybe is a little better. It's graceful. It's fine. It's just y'all were talking about Millennium Forceless. It's Valravn is kind of forceless, man. It's just minimal G-forces. I mean, it's fine. Like if you go on Valravn and you say, "Man, that ride beat me up," get the fuck out. Like that is the exact opposite of like Hellcat at Clementon Park, like it's Valravn, and it's fine. It is what it is, and that's why no B&M is ever gonna hit my top 10, unfortunately, because they don't take a risk with hurting the passengers of the train, right? Fury is almost there, 13, but it's just B&M is just too safe. That's why it's all Intamin for life over B&M for me, even though I love B&Ms, man. They represent some of the coolest shit around the country, but Valravn, it looks pretty, and it's fine, but it's kind of, when they announced it in 2016, I was kind of bummed out. Like a dive, come on, man. Couldn't you have put an S&S fourth dimension and stop fucking around? Like, could you imagine Cedar Point with an S&S fourth dimension, like an Asianica? I mean, that'd be broken, right? Add that and some gravity group that just navigates around obstacles, just other shit at Cedar Point, boom, and there you go. It'll go from the best park in the world to the bestest park in the fucking world. Anyway, so here I am pointing up again in Seagulls. Oh, dude, they have like this plush toy, which is the best thing. It's like a seagull, like eating a French fry. I just completely lost my train of thought. Sorry. I mean, we're going 33 minutes down in on this. I deserve at least like a silver Reddit award for making 33 minutes worth of walking through Cedar Point. And also, guys, I walked through all of this. When I doing all of these walkthroughs and then just going to the parks normally, I burned so many calories. I think I lost like 8 to 10 pounds just from going to amusement parks. So now I want to monetize this channel. Yes, you can monetize channels that say the word fuck. You just can't say fuck in the first minute. You can't have it in the thumbnail or the title. I'm going to keep cursing and hopefully get monetized. I wanted to basically travel for roller coasters and have that be my exercise. And that's not a roller coaster. Why am I pointing at it? And have that be my exercise. And I just do it all the time and then just continue to record more videos and collect credits and then just talk shit. And you guys maybe watch, I hope. I don't know if I'm building something that anybody wants to watch, but I'm trying to at least be different because most coaster channels, there's no comedy. They're not funny. El Toro Ryan and that is the one exception. Hilarity abound there. That I wish El Toro Ryan would make more videos like that reaction to the Hellcat. Why am I talking about that twice in the Cedar Point video? You know that oh shit, this ride is fucked. Beautiful. That is the best content on the internet. My goal is to have the confidence to put on a mounted GoPro on a coaster that they let me record on and have it be a bad coaster so I can just actively loudly talk shit. But then I won't use it because I'm doing voiceovers, so I don't even know what my goals are. So here's Raptor. I already talked about Raptor. What am I supposed to talk about now? Oh yeah, so that American flag. All right, so yay, Blue Streak, yay, something else I can talk about. And I think, yes, I really do think I got the entirety of Cedar Point. Like, if I fucked up, I mean, I barely got GateKeeper. There's GateKeeper, okay? So I got every 17, it's not 17 coasters, it's 16. Is it 15 now because Top Thrill's SBNO? I got all 15 coasters at Cedar Point in this video, and I'm proud of myself for that. Blue Streak. Now that I've been on a lot more PTCs, it's probably a little lower. I mean, I've got Cannonball at Lake Winnie above it. I've got Great American Scream Machine over it. But it's still fun, man. It belongs at Cedar Point. It's a classic. It's great. Love that out and back. They're taking care of it. I mean, there's other PTCs that are been taken care of more. Phoenix at Knoebels is, the gold standard in that regard. But Blue Streak's still a pretty cool thing. And I love the blue. I don't know if I'm remembering wrong or if I'm an idiot or a liar, but I remember maybe my first visit or second, it wasn't blue and then they painted it or something. The blue just really pops off. And that logo and more Valravn, like the 12th best coaster at Cedar Point, Valravn. All right, so I named the video after Magnum XL-200, and you can see how much time I've spent on that, just only the time I was pointing at it. You need to ride that and respect it and acknowledge Magic Seat plus 5-minute wait time on a weekend equals a roller coaster that you should enjoy. And hot take, Mamba at Worlds of Fun is basically like Magnum XL-200 except slightly nerfed and slightly janky. So you've got Ejector from Hades for Magnum XL-200, and Mamba is basically like the floater version of exactly the same ride, the same color, whatever. And so they're siblings, but one's like a little just like lower quality. And it's adorable. It's like kind of nice. And the view on Magnum's great. You can see all of the housing back there that shouldn't exist. They should just put more roller coasters there instead of having people like rent out things. I know that's a bad business model for the economy of Cedar Point to just bulldoze their little cabins so that they can selfishly add an S&S fourth dimension roller coaster and a Gravity Group Woody in that plot instead of employees or whatever. It's not even employees. It's just assholes who spend $5,000 a night. They're not important. Give me my S&S. And give me Magnum XL-200. It's a great roller coaster. This is a great park. This is my favorite place in the world. I mean, it is. Cedar Point is the best. It's the holy grail. If you have the opportunity to go to one amusement park, make it Cedar Point. Make it as much of an off-season weekday as possible. Go during the 1 week where school's out of session, or no, school's in session but it's open on a weekday. Get in on that shit. Cedar Point rules, man. For real.